Have you noticed how crazy and chaotic the world is getting? Every day you hear about something new, something stupid, something totally ridiculous and absurd that's happened, that seems to be accepted. It seems like people are trying to outdo each other. It seems like people are acting up and playing up to be noticed by the stupid and foolish things they're doing. But there's more to it than meets the eye. On the surface, it looks like some sort of harmless fun, but there's more to it than that. It's actually a ploy and a tactic of Satan. Did you know that? It says in Romans 1:21, the truth of God will be exchanged for a lie. I'll probably get low views for this video, but I don't care because it has to be said. Satan is lowering people's sensitivity. He's desensitizing people so the obscene and the wicked and the perverted is accepted more easily. So it becomes the normal. He's lowering the standards decade by decade. So the tolerances to the things that we can accept will be non-existent. So eventually there's going to be no restraint, no control, no holds barred, as they say. This is what Satan is doing in this world right now. So all of these crazy things that you see happening in the media, it's orchestrated by Satan. Nothing is shocking anymore. That's the way the world is going. Satan is getting away with it for the time being. It's a tactic and a ploy. People used to talk about common sense, the basic stuff that you was born with, the first things that you learned in the family. Sometimes you wasn't even taught it. You just stumbled upon it by your own basic intuition and learning as a child. Things like, don't put your hand in the fire. Don't play with knives. Things like that. Maybe you can think of other things. But even that is fading away. Basic common sense, basic decency is fading away. People's grasp on reality is going. What is the truth and what is a lie anymore? That's the way it's going. The lines are becoming blurred. Like, what is an example of good parenting? Allowing your kids to drink? Allowing your kids to smoke and take drugs? These are the things that's happening right now. It's grotesque and obscene. It's very sad. These are the things that people, that they should be automatically against them. It should be an instinct for a parent to take care of their child. Even animals know how to take care of their own young. But people, mankind, the world, the more we become advanced, the more foolish we become. We think that we can rewrite the rule book of life. The way God made things, we think that we can change it. This is how arrogant we've become. Temporary insanity, you can call it. But Satan is involved in all of this, secretly, undercover, covertly. He's at work with people who are willing to change and move the boundaries. They will be on the payroll in one way or another. The Bible foretold how things would start to get crazy and out of control. And we are starting to be in that zone right now. Things are accelerating. In the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3, it's clearly written some of the things I've already mentioned. So here, in this video, are 7 reasons why we have to stay alert to the signs of the times that we're living in right now. The Bible's predictions of the future. Number 1, the decline of discipline. In the past, discipline was highly valued in the family, in the schools, in the world, because discipline was a part of life. People had restraint. They knew when enough was enough. There was boundaries and there was limits to people fooling around. People understood that self-control and hard work was the only way to succeed in life, together with a strong belief in God. They both went hand in hand. But today, the discipline has gone out of the window. Just like the Bible seems to have gone out of the window. People now follow the idea that to follow your feelings, that's enough. There's no morality and there's no integrity. It's all about how you feel when you wake up. Anything goes. And you can get rewarded in life for doing next to nothing. There's no need to work. There's no need to try hard in life. If you don't feel happy about something, don't do it. Just quit. This is the modern day thinking. But in the Bible, in the book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 3, verse 10, it says, "The one who is unwilling to work shall not eat." So it seems like a lot of people want to be an instant celebrity nowadays. Instant gratification, glorifying themselves, proud and boastful. Who does that remind you of? A very big question mark. This is Satan's agenda. It's his doing. The moral decline in the world right now is because of him. I actually had a dream about this not too long ago. This kind of thing threatens our ability to face modern challenges because people will just give up. Because of the media endorsing a throwaway society. It's all because of the media. Satan controls the media. The original marriage vows said, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer. Because it was all about trying hard and being committed. Nowadays, it's all about people's emotions and people's feelings. That's what they aspire to right now. Not self-control, not discipline. Number 2, the shift away from long-term commitments. More and more people seem to be having a hard time with being committed to anything. The idea of sticking to one job for more than several years or staying in that marriage frightens people because they prefer to wander around, and people's feelings just change so fast. Just because of a few minor setbacks or a difficult period in work or in the marriage or whatever, they just want to give up. People just jump ship to something new, thinking that it'll be better. But the grass is not greener. They become more and more disappointed. They love the initial buzz of something new, but when that initial buzz goes, then they get frustrated. People don't have commitments anymore. People are not committed. They don't care. They don't care. If it doesn't feel good, then it isn't good. That's the mentality. That's why society and the world is weak right now. Because we live in a world where nothing lasts. We're spoiled. We just abandoned commitments to everything. And then we open the doors to frustration and regret. Afterwards, this is what they will be thinking. What I had before was good. Why did I leave that? Or why did I do that? This is the regrets they'll be thinking about later on. This is my 10th job in 2 years, but I get bored so easily. Or this is my 5th marriage in 10 years. Why didn't I just stay with the first wife? I just get bored so easily. This is what people will be thinking. It's never better the second, third, or fourth or fifth time around. People are just fooling themselves. If a society has no willpower, it will become a throwaway society because they can't stay committed to anything for too long. That's what will happen. Number 3, emotional decision making. People like to make life-changing decisions on the spur of the moment in these last days. Impulsive, life-changing decisions. And the chances of success are next to zero when you do things like that. People are waking up unable to cope with the basic things in life. Years ago, women and men, the married couple, had big families, but they was committed Christians. We lived in a Christian society with morals and values, and we stuck to the expected norms and values in that society. Emotions didn't come into it that much because the love was there anyway, and the broken family was the exception and not the rule. And now it's become the rule. It's a sign of the times. People will say, yeah, it's a sign that we're going into the last days. People will be getting mad at me in this video, but it has to be said. I'm only stating what's happening. Impulsive choices will get you nowhere. They have long consequences afterwards, bad consequences. If you live by your emotions, don't expect a good outcome because it leads to chaos. People will drop out of college because of their emotions. Maybe they'll fall in love with somebody. They'll give everything up because of their emotions. In Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 9, it warns the heart is deceived easily. Who can understand it? Satan uses our emotions against us. It's one of his biggest weapons, so that we can destroy ourselves and our families and every good relationship that we have. This is why we need to be aware and alert to the schemes of Satan. Number 4, we live in a culture that promotes self-worship and vanity. The idea that the individual is more important than the collective people in society. That is the mentality that we have right now in this wicked and evil world. Selfishness, greed, jealousy, envy, they are all demonic traits and are on the rise. We can't deny it, we can't ignore it. We know it's true. People are dissatisfied with themselves because the way the world is set up nowadays, because of the influences of Satan in the media, social media, in film, television, whatever. Satan wants the individual to think of themselves like they are really something special. The I'm better than you mentality. But it's a corrupt way of thinking. When people are lovers of themselves, as it says in the book of 2 Timothy, the concept of self is like a self-praise. And self-praise is all that matters. But self-praise is no recommendation. In Galatians chapter 6 verse 3, it says, if anyone thinks they are something when they are not, they deceive themselves. And that is the way of the world right now. People don't know how to be humble anymore. When you think about it, it's no coincidence that these are the traits of Satan, because this was the behavior of Satan when he was thrown out of heaven. His objective was that we should think the same way that he thinks. This is the way he is. This is the way the world is going right now, because we are living for the world. We're ignoring the Bible. Satan is the world. Whether we like it or not, whether we want to believe it or not, Satan is influencing the world right now. Number 5, the illusion of constant happiness. People are relentless. People are relentless in pursuit of happiness. They think that you have to be happy all the time. It's a trap. Society tells us that we deserve to be happy all the time. No matter what you do, you must be happy. And it leads to a massive disappointment when we're not. When we face a small problem that we're not happy about, it's like the end of the world. It's unrealistic. The expectation that we have to be happy all the time. This takes away the true joys of life. Some of the struggles in life some of the happiness in life comes from overcoming your struggles. This is why God allows us to go through struggles. God doesn't just want us to be completely happy all the time. That's not the way he is. But this is the illusion that Satan wants us to believe. that we shouldn't go through any trials or any struggles. We should just be happy all the time. But Satan knows that's impossible. Satan knows that will lead to depression. That's the con. He knows it's impossible. This is what happens when you follow the world and not the Bible. It's artificial and it leads to misery. Following the illusion of believing that you're going to be always happy actually leads to the opposite outcome in reality, because you will be miserable, because you will fail miserably. Number 6, the erosion of morality, moral values. It is frightening, it's alarming how morality has changed so much in just a few decades. What was once considered right is now considered wrong. And it says this in the Bible. Kids can go to school, and in the school they'll be smoking cannabis. In the school grounds, kids are drinking alcohol on the streets. It goes on. We can't ignore it. Even though it's so alarming, we can't ignore it. Drugs seems to be normal. It seems like a part of life, recreation. It's become acceptable in young people. The norms in society have just gone completely the other way. What was deemed wrong is now deemed acceptable, normal and right. People have lost their sense of truth. They're following any path, any way the wind blows, they'll do it. The long-term outlook to the world for society is not good. When a society shifts its values and norms, just like a fashion, then it leads to destruction. Why is it when I want to make a video, everybody's noisy? We're not following the Bible anymore, we're just following the world. Just because it looks good to some people, but it always leads to devastation. When you stray from the written word, from the values and the morals and the commands of God, then it will only lead to destruction. And that's what's happening right now in this world. It's all leading to chaos. Number 7, the neglect of a relationship with Jesus. It's no coincidence that over the decades, they've tried so hard to phase Christianity out of the schools and out of the mainstream, especially on television. There's nothing on mainstream TV that features Christianity. But years ago it was full. Before it was so important, and now look where we've ended up. We've discarded the Bible, and it's all a ploy and a tactic of Satan. We've drawn away from our Lord and Saviour in these last days. We've distanced ourselves from the Word, from the truth. This has made us disjointed and corrupted. And the Bible, that was once the cornerstone of a safe and prosperous society and a God-fearing society, that's what it was once. It's been silenced. Many people are blind to the Bible right now. They see it, but they ignore it. They're afraid to touch it. They'd rather believe in science. They'd rather believe in the self-perception. If they can't see it, they don't believe it. They don't believe in faith. This is what is evident in these last days. And again, in the Bible, in 2 Timothy chapter 4, in the last days, for the time will come when people will not put up with sound doctrine. So there you have it, my friends. I'm sure you will agree with me that there's definitely the signs that have been foretold in the Bible are definitely coming true right now. That we are moving into the season of the last days, without a doubt. And it's so sad. The predictions of the Bible were right, and they are true. Thank you so much for listening, my friends. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for staying till the end, if you've made it. I'm sorry about the bad light. I just wanted to get the video out. Many people have said, don't give up. Keep going with your channel. I will never stop. I will never give up. I've just been working in my own job quite a lot this week, so I've not had much time. But as soon as I get a day off or any free time, I'm straight on it because I love it. Because I know people are listening, I know people want to hear, and I want to give a shout out to Ishmael. Thank you for coming to know Jesus. Thanks for listening to my videos. Thanks for accepting Jesus into your life. God bless you, my friend. So, once again, the famous words, Shalom. Thank you so much for listening, and God bless. See you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.